We're here in downtown Shelbyville, Shelby County, Kentucky. You're watching Strength Addicts, you're watching Sight Sounds Flavors, you're watching Exploring Kentucky, and we're going to show you all around. So we start here at the shops at Blue Gables. We got a antique shop here. Over here we got Flowers by Sharon. At the Shelbyville Police Department, they put this sort of a mile marker here, and it seems to work. It seems to start you off at 3 miles an hour, which seems to be kind of weird, but it gets people stopping. So, you know, like reduce the speed. Over there is the Bell House restaurant. And if you know anything about strengthaddicts.com, sightsoundsflavors.com, exploringkentucky.com, you know that I am a history buff. You know that I like to travel. Of course, you know I love bodybuilding. You know that. That's a given. But I really like to have a very diverse channel. And so one of the things that I started was sightsoundsflavors.com and exploringkentucky.com. And the reason I started it is because I feel that you can be a tourist in your own hometown. Now, granted, I've gone a lot farther out than my hometown, and sometimes with my video camera I grab a lot of interesting stuff. Victory Baptist Church is over there. This is called Operation Care, which is an interesting apparel shop. And the Paddock. I actually live across the street from the Paddock shops. This is the Paddock. The Stables. Shared workspace. That's interesting. Shared workspace is usually like artists use that for studios. This is the Mulberry Building. Not really sure what that is. At first I would have thought that would have been the post office, but it's not, I don't think. I don't know. The Paddock, Coffee, Eats, and Gatherings, and they're closed on a Saturday, which is weird. I don't know if it's 2 o'clock yet. It might be. I have no concept of time. This building here is massive, and it's interesting how they've got the sidewalk at a lower level than the street, and then they've got these rails over here. And there's another one of these like giant buildings, which could be an apartment building, it could be an office building. I don't know. I love these red doors. I totally forgot where I parked. I'm sure I'll walk by it. Villar Brothers on Main Barbershop, established in 2019. That's a lot of, that's a mouthful though, but the Barrel Room. The Barrel Room is closed. They open at 4. I think that Madison on Main, I think that a lot of businesses that are not open in the early afternoon are, I don't know, I feel like they're missing business. I don't know. Got the Stargazer Plaza, which is like, looks like to be like an amphitheater of some sort. VFW, McDaniel Insurance, McKinley's, not sure what that is, Edward Jones Investments. The other reason I like doing these videos, I like to show signs, I like to show everything, and the only time that I will strip the sound, of course, is if there's copyright songs or whatever, because Instagram's real, what am I saying, Instagram? Well, all of them really, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, they don't like copyrighted songs. So I will physically remove it so that I can preserve some of the other audio. Sometimes people get really weird when they see the camera. So also do my best, like over there, this building over here is huge. CREA, not sure what that stands for. Got the 6th and Main coffee shop, and then you got this like side street here, which I think is really cool. The one thing I've noticed about Shelbyville, downtown Shelbyville, what did I just step on? I just stepped on that. It's pretty crazy. But the one thing I've noticed about Happy 4th of July, guys, it's like September, but that's pretty old looking right there. And again, I don't know what they use the second floors for. A lot of places vote Democrat like your life depends on it, because it does. That's an interesting sign. Moonstone tattoo. But yeah, so the weird thing about Shelbyville is that like traffic goes one way and goes the other, but the side streets, like they're all one way, if at all one way. So it's not like you can just like go down a few blocks and then come back around. You can't. You've got to go all the way back, then go all the way forward. It's just like the urban planning of it all is a little weird, but I mean, to each their own. Show you a little bit of the downtown. They got an antique mall, which, you know, for me is like heaven, because, you know, antiques are history and I love history. Sorry. That's pretty cool. And what is that over there? So that's their courthouse. Hi. And that's a really nice courthouse. It's almost like a little presumptuous, I think, because it's so massive, but this is a pretty big county. Not as big as Jefferson, obviously, or Fayette, but it's a pretty big county. But look at this thing. Look at that. That right there is going to be the thumbnail. That is a nice Capitol. I want to get the flag in there. Is the flag in there? Yeah, the flag's in there, I think. It's hard to see sometimes, guys, because even though right now there's not a lot of sun, right there I think is perfect. So that is the Shelby County Courthouse. And oh, interesting, I love these signs. Oh, look at this. This is nice. They've got like a plaza here. They call this the Purple Heart County. I'm not sure if they're the only county that's known for that, but this is really, really nice. And you know, you can sit there or over there. You got a table there, all stone. The Gold Star families and relatives. Very cool. And everything's kept up really, really well. I've seen some sheriffs, and I have seen the Shelby Police Department, Shelbyville Police Department, but I have not actually seen the Shelbyville Police Department like in action. I've just seen the sheriffs, which is interesting because usually the sheriffs are officers of the court. They serve, you know, warrants and, you know, process and stuff like that. But maybe here, you know, the sheriffs are, you know, do more than that. So you can see some of the sheriff patrol cars there, right by the courthouse. So it's kind of standing like with what sheriffs usually do. Got this building over here. Not really sure what that is. It is, oh, it's an attorney's office, two attorney's offices side by side. There's a fountain here, the Shelbyville fountain, and you can see the courthouse from another angle, which is pretty cool. You know, if at all possible, I try to do these videos in one take. I don't really like fumbling around. You know, the only time that I'll do that is if, you know, there's like copyrighted music or something like that. The fountain was purchased jointly in 1895 by City and County from J.L. Mott Iron Works, New York. It was erected at the intersection of 5th and Main upon the completion of Shelbyville's first public water works, moved in 1914 to Public Square to clear the street after construction of new courthouse. Figure chosen for top of the fountain is Atlantis pattern. Okay, so this fountain's got some history to it, and it's been moved a couple times. So, and again, you can tell like they've got like you know, like a bench here where you can sit, another bench over here where you can sit. So far we've seen two places like that, another bench over here. Now this shade right here is perfect, and like the grass, I'm not using any digital effects or anything like that. I mean, this is just super, super tranquil and serene. That bench right there, I would say, would be my favorite. This is beautiful. You guys are keeping this up really nicely. Really nicely. The grass, the bushes, the beautiful flowers. And what I like is that they, and there you go, there's a Shelbyville fountain. What I like is that they use the bushes and the flowers sort of as a natural boundary so that people don't jump into the fountain, which does happen, unfortunately, in some places. People think it's funny, you know, and I guess to a degree it is, but it's also a little bit inappropriate because you're dealing with something that's historic and something that, you know, is really important. I like these clocks also, really cool. I like the abstract art, although that's not that abstract. I mean, that's clearly a butterfly, but still, I like that. I like that Shelbyville has a lot of these like awnings. Is that an awning? I think it's an awning. An awning is usually over a window, but that's like a sign, like a wall sign. I don't know what that's called. Someone please educate me. Anyways, so wealth management. You'll never see me in there. Because to have wealth management, you would have to have wealth, I would think, and I'm not wealthy. Now this here is the Judicial Center, which in keeping with a lot of counties, I'd imagine every county has a judicial center, but sometimes the judicial centers are nicer than the courthouses. This is not one of those sometimes. Usually the courthouses that are older are usually more, like, I guess, aesthetically pleasing and impressive to the eye. This one, you know, is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, this is a very, very nice judicial center, but I would still say the courthouse is considerably nicer. Now, that was a little bit of copyrighted music, so hopefully that won't be enough to make a difference. I don't know. The good thing about it is the boom wasn't facing it, so I'm hoping it's okay, but who knows. Now, over here, as you can see, if you can read English, the post office is over this way. It's a nice post office. It isn't anything like, I would say, like super, you know, aesthetic or anything like that. It's just a nice brick post office. We got Main Street Barbershop, which is closed. I would say the trendier barbershop closer to the heart of downtown is open. But again, you got to really, really know your business. And that barbershop that we just passed is probably more so, you know, like for the locals. In fact, the barbershop that we passed in the heart of downtown even said it was established in 2019. So it would qualify as a new business. And as a new business, they probably cater to more, I would guess, either younger people and or out of town people. And the older looking barbershop that's probably been there forever and a day, you know, caters to its locals and regulars and that sort of thing. Now I thought for a second we were coming up into another plaza, but we're not. It's just like, kind of looks like a plaza. The grass is a little unkempt though. I would say that they would maybe want to get a landscaper to come out here. But anyways, LMFT, I have no idea what that stands for. LMFT, licensed Moroccan, I don't know. It's not Moroccan. Holland Financial Group. And then we have a body shop over here. And I would say that that is the end. That wall is really something else. That's kind of cool in a way. And we're going to end it there. The body shop is also closed. Strange. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this guy was not going to let us go through. Thanks, bro. Now what we're going to do is we'll just walk our way back. Now the Shelbyville police is over here, which is odd. Their headquarters looks like an apartment building. And they've got the nice blacked out windows, which are classic of a black site. If you don't know what a black site is, it's a place that doesn't exist where they torture people. But I'm just kidding. That's not what that is. It's just interesting. Look at this parking lot here. Very interesting. Elevated. The sidewalks are really nice. They're not cracked. They're clean. The grass is very well kept for the most part. And as you can see, there's like no litter here anywhere, which is really good. I would say that this is probably the heart of Shelbyville, although there's a street on the other side, because as you notice, this traffic is only one way. So maybe what we'll do is we'll hang a right over here And as you'll notice, there really aren't any streets like in between the two main roads, which is to me very bizarre. Like, this is not a street. This is an entrance to this parking lot here, whatever this is. And I don't even know if this is an easement. I mean, I'm gonna walk across it because it's the post office, but I mean, this is not really formally a street. I mean, I guess you could use it as such, but really what it is a parking lot. And this is the only way to cut across. So the urban planning of it all is very weird. Cool, yes, but weird. Also, if you watch any of the First Amendment audits, you know that post offices get it really weird when there's cameras, even though there is I believe a State Department bulletin that allows for public photography, but that's just the law and the Constitution. That doesn't really matter, right? But anyways, I'm just kidding. Over here is the Shelbyville City Hall. Also not a like super aesthetically impressive building, just brick, you know, nice, but nothing really spectacular, you know. We've got a vision center over there. I'm surprised though that with the exception of one sheriff vehicle, I haven't really seen a lot of police on the streets. And that's both good and slightly troubling because, you know, this is a very orderly looking community and I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I think whatever they're doing is working, but when I drove by this street actually, I noticed that the sheriff's and the police department both had a bunch of cars in the parking lot. And that is not, I don't know, it's you know, like for example, I noticed that sheriff's car, which is fine, right? Because it's probably the courthouse or something, or who knows, I don't know what that is. It's probably the courthouse or the judicial center. So that's where sheriffs usually are. They're at the courthouse or they're like serving like warrants or whatever. This I think is really cool. This is kind of like a food bank, pantry type thing. I wish it had some doors though. That would be nice, but it's got a lot of cool things. Is this a church? Yeah, very cool, thank you. Oh yeah, this is a church. Now over there on the, I would say at like 1 o'clock, is the courthouse annex. The church that I believe has that food pantry is this one. So God bless them for doing that. That's really awesome. The Centenary United Methodist Church. And that was not just like any like food bank. That was like really well stocked. So let's give them a plug here. If you want to come out to Shelbyville, those are their hours there. That was a really nice food bank. This is really nice over here. And then you got more sheriff's vehicles there. That is the actual courthouse. But like, you see what I mean? This is a one way. You can't go this way. You know what I mean? I love these sort of historic signs. Lynching of Reuben Dennis. In the early hours of February 15th, 1878, at least 3 white men shot and killed a black man named Reuben Dennis. The men abducted Mr. Dennis from the Shelbyville home of a black man named Alfred Rucker, forced him at gunpoint to a nearby field, and fatally shot him. That's awful. Mr. Dennis was lynched 3 months after being fined and released on charges of striking a white man. Though the reported facts suggested that Mr. Dennis had acted in self-defense, he was quickly arrested and arraigned on assault charges. In the racial caste system, or caste actually, of this era, white lives and white property had heightened value compared to the lives of black people. In an unusual development for the era, Mr. Dennis was convicted but received a $25 fine rather than prison time. The mob raided the Ruckers' home and terrorized the family. Racial terrorism sought to maintain white supremacy by instilling fear in the entire black community through brutal violence that was often unpredictable and life-threatening to any black person in a mob's path. Beyond questioning the terrified Rucker family and asking the governor to offer a reward for information, records indicate that officials made very little effort to conduct their own investigation into who killed Mr. Dennis. Like most documented lynching victims, Mr. Dennis was killed by a white mob who never faced prosecution. So again, guys, I mean, a lot of people, there's the courthouse annex. A lot of people really don't understand how warped and unjust history was in the border states. And I say that because people look at Maryland, they look at Kentucky, and they think somehow that because these states did not secede, did not break from the Union and join the Confederacy, that somehow they were so progressive and different. They weren't. They weren't. In fact, Kentucky sent more men to fight for the South than they did for the North. And I'm just saying that because I just think it's important that we understand history and that we try not to you know, subscribe to some sort of revisionist sort of approach to rewriting it, because Kentucky was just as messed up as Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana. And to argue otherwise, well, go back there and, you know, look at that sign. Now that person right there is somebody who wants attention and got attention. We're happy to provide them that attention, and one day maybe they'll get attention by, this does not look good. And there's a restaurant there, that does not look good. But anyways, hopefully one day they'll get attention by getting on the honor roll or something. This also does not look good. Just saying. This also does not look good. Just saying. Again, this is part of what I do though. I'm not knocking Shelbyville. So far, 95% of everything I've seen, this is the other side of that really cool street I was talking about. Isn't that nice? 95% of everything I've seen is really, really cool. I love the benches. But I will give a constructive critique here and there if I feel it's warranted. You know what I mean? Like this right here clearly says private property and looks like crap, you know what I mean? And so that's, you know, that's private property. I mean, but technically that is not private property. The sign may say it's private, but it ain't. But whatever. Like for example, look at this. Shelby County Child Support Office. Beautiful. Perfecto. But again, that drops down to like public works, you know? Like for example, all that is right by the sidewalk. It's perfect, you know? That back there that said private property looked like a dump. So I mean, it is what it is. Historic downtown, you got 6th Street, 7th Street. That church is beautiful. And they're having some kind of an event. Like I said, again, this is a parking lot. This is not a street. It's only one way, as you can see the arrow. But there's not really a lot of ways to go from this street to that street. You know what I mean? So you got to go all the way around, and it's just, I mean, again, the urban planning, I don't understand, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. This beautiful church here, these beautiful yellow flowers, I don't know the name of them, but they're gorgeous, and the little purple ones as well, is the First Presbyterian Church of Shelbyville. Absolutely beautiful. They've got these cones here. They are having an event. And from that sign over there, you can see that you got Eminence and Newcastle, which is Henry County, over that way. In many ways, loud ass truck. In many ways, Shelbyville, yeah, go man, go, yeah, yeah. All right. Anyways, in many ways, Shelbyville has become. There you go. You see, they've got like some kind of an event there, which is very cool. But in many ways, Shelbyville has become sort of like a what do you call it, a bedroom suburb of Jefferson County. So you have a lot of people that are moving to Shelby County and Oldham County that are trying to get a good value and still be a rock's throw to Jefferson County, which is where Louisville's at. But then you've got other counties that have not experienced that sort of suburb feel like Henry County. Henry County is already one county over a county that's neighboring Louisville. So it just depends. But as Louisville grows more, I have no doubt that Henry County will also become another bedrock community. Shelbyville is also really coming to its own. It's becoming a very, very big city. But again, this urban planning thing of theirs needs to get worked on, because, you know, one-way traffic for, you know, basically a kilometer each way is just not big city. It's very small townish of them. So maybe they're of the mentality of, you know, if it ain't broke, why fix it? But if they want to get bigger, I feel like they're going to have to. Now this right here is the library, which is over here, which actually looks like a very nice building. So it might actually compel me to cross the street and walk a block in. This side of downtown is not really that impressive, honestly. It feels like that street over there is really where it's at, but this seems to be more for like traffic and that sort of thing. I don't know. But that's the library. Oh, look at that. The library's got like a little like a dome on top. Not crazy about that sort of plastic looking glass up there. It might be real glass, but not super wild about it from an aesthetic standpoint. And it almost looks like one of the windows is missing. Actually, no, it's not. It just looks like it is. It's not. And that might be actual glass, but it just doesn't I don't know. And even the top doesn't really look all that. I don't know. At first I was going to say it might have been a courthouse. I don't think so, though. I don't think it's quite showy enough to be a courthouse, but I think it's fine to be a library. And again, if I offend anybody, please leave a comment and tell me to take a long walk off a short pier, because honestly, I'm not looking to offend, but I'm also brutally honest. Over there you got the elementary school. You got another really nice plaza here. The grass could be a little bit better kept, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it about an 8, maybe 8.5. But it could be a little bit better kept. These branches here, as much as I love trees, they're a little low. A little low. That doesn't look so great. This probably could be cut a little bit. Whatever this is, I'm sure they had a blast, but they should pick it up because it looks like they just left it there for the weekend. So yeah, so again, I'm just being extremely, you know, hard here on them, but like these ropes here, somebody could trip and fall, like this stuff here. Again, it's just you know, I'm normally not this nitpicky, but again, I've seen a lot of things in Shelbyville that I find to be really, really cool, like those two plazas. I really like those two plazas, and I really like that one bench with the perfect lighting in front of the Shelbyville fountain. I really like that. We got a friendly yet threatening COVID vaccine type sign. But yeah, overall, I like the fact that the library's got this sort of wall here in case Shelbyville were to come under an enemy invasion of some sort, and they could just use this as cover. I like that. I'm not wild about these signs here. And lots of people over in Shelbyville say, well, if you don't like it, you go back to Louisville or whatever, you know what I mean? That could be a police car, but probably not. We got AT&T there. I've not seen a single police car at all, which is, you know, I would like to see more police, you know, just because this is a really clean oh wow, there's some kind of plant over here that smells amazing, because I just got, like, when the wind brought it over, wow, that smells really good. And it's like that natural, like, flower scent, you know. And lots of hills, guys. These hills are crazy. Like, we don't have these hills in Louisville, at least not most of Louisville. That's a house. I don't want to shoot at it too much. It's a really nice house. But again, they've got I would say a rather large police department, and I've not seen a single Shelbyville police officer anywhere. And so I think that would also be a little bit of a critique. Like, I'd like to see a lot more police presence to ensure that this beautiful community stay beautiful, because I believe law enforcement has a big hand in that. This gentleman here does not know how to drive, but that's okay. Thank you, appreciate it. That is a nice house over there. So Main Street seems to be where everything is at, as well as a lot of congestion like that over there. And that's what happens when you don't have side streets. Again, it's been fun. I don't know where I parked my car, so that's not so much fun, but it's okay. Flowers by Sharon, that's a nice looking sign. It's probably gonna be like a good half-hour video. Not sure if it'll go on Strength Addicts or sightsoundsflavors.com or exploringkentucky.com, but it's gonna be a great video. So I've actually had people buy properties based off of my videos. Isn't that crazy? Like investors, which is not really what I'm kind of like going for, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. So anyways, guys, whether you see this at strengthaddicts.com, sightsoundsflavors.com, or exploringkentucky.com, please like and subscribe and leave a comment on this video. Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28. So I think that'll be a wrap, guys. Give a Chance Boutique, benefiting Tyson's Chance Animal Funded. Really cool. Do you guys adopt in here?
No, but we are with a rescue that does.
Oh, very cool. So, and also kudos to the people of Shelbyville for being really cool. I try not to get them on camera, but a lot of times, you know, if you have a camera and you talk to people, they won't even make eye contact with you. It's like you're a leopard or something. So kudos to them for that. Hello, hi. So yeah, everybody here is super friendly, and I highly recommend you guys check it out. Like I said, if you're looking to live in Louisville, looking for a cool place to live, I think Shelbyville is where it's at. I would like to see more police presence. I'm sure they're out and about at all other times. I didn't see a single one this time, but that's okay. Shelbyville History and Heritage Center. There are a lot of hills though. If you stay on this road, you will get to, I can't see that sign for some reason, Frankfort, which is the capital of Kentucky, and Lexington, which is the second largest city. Very beautiful, more benches, very clean. This is very nice. See, some leaves on the sidewalk is fine. And this is another kind of cool place to just kind of chill, especially in the summer, definitely the fall. I don't know about the winter, but definitely the fall, late summer, maybe late spring as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. And we'll see you for the next one.